So here we are today, ready to dive deep into the world of SaaS in-app messaging. And let me tell you, Michele is not just a co-founder. He knows everything there is to know about in-app messaging. And I'm so excited today to learn from him. Let's give a warm welcome to Michele. Michele,
Yeah,
I
I'm not
guess.
doing the scream, no? Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, Michele speaking. Yeah, from Italy, Rome. Well, I've been working on digital products for more than 10 years. In the last 5 years, mainly focusing on customer experience, on different touch points, on digital channels. First as a consultant, and yeah, in the last couple of years, mainly focused on tile desk, no? And this is where we are right now. We have a lot of experience to share about how to leverage of in-app messaging to have more engagement, adoption of your product, and also drive also growth and revenue, no, for your company. So thank you, Lucine, for inviting me. And really,
It
yeah.
is
Let's
a pleasure
start, no?
to
Yeah.
have you here. Yeah, so thanks, Michele, for introduction. So I guess we can dive right in. Our agenda for today is very simple. I'm going to talk about the UI patterns that you guys can create to communicate with your users in app, of course. And then I'll hand things over to Michele, who will talk about chatbots and show the most common use cases. So let's see, what is in-app messaging? In-app messaging is the process of communicating with your users inside the app using contextual and timely messages, and is meant to help and guide the users through different stages in the user journey. Um, In-app messages are broadly differentiated based on their position on the screen and their purpose. For example, to drive engagement, to educate the users, to collect information, etc., etc. So let's look at the main types of in-app messages and their use cases. The first one that we have here are the models. Models are mostly used to inform users about what's new in the application, in the product, send important notifications, but also to welcome users and collect data through microsurveys. Let's look at each use case separately. So for the welcome screens, this is by far the most common use case of a model, especially during onboarding. When you are designing your welcome screen, you can include a smiley photo of one of your team members, ideally someone from customer facing, like a support rep. Include a quick recap of your business value proposition, greet the customer by their first name, and outline the next steps of your onboarding process. For example, let's take the example of Contentino. It's a social media scheduling application. They built this model that you can see on the left side as a way to welcome new customers to their platform. And by the way, they build it with Userpilot without having to code. A welcome page like this is a great alternative to a blank screen. Another great example here is Canva, which you can see on the right side, who segments the users to ensure that each user onboarding experience is completely customized to their individual needs. The second use case is important alerts. Since models are so good for getting users' attention, they are a convenient way of highlighting important information to customers. Some examples, you can see the example of Slack and Mural, but another examples of essential information might include, for example, your trial is expiring in 3 days, or we are changing our terms and conditions, or for the billing, you can say change your credit card if it's expired, for example. The next use case is upsells. What is upselling in SaaS? Upselling means driving more revenue and increasing the customer lifetime value through subscription upgrades and add-ons. We have a great example from Calendly here. Upselling for SaaS requires engaging with users at the right moment with the right in-app message. Overlays like models are perfect for upsells because they capture the customer's attention so effectively. And the next use case is future announcements. Contrary to popular opinion, customer onboarding is something that never really ends. You need to continue educating your users each time you release a new feature, and models are a great tool for customer education. They are useful for getting your user to notice the new feature and interact with it. Um, if there's a specific action that you want to drive, highlighting that via CTA on the model would be definitely a smart and effective move. The second UI pattern I want to talk about is tooltip. So, well-designed tooltips gently educate and engage customers as they use your product. Um, they improve UX, which in turn positively impacts engagement, usage, and adoption rates. A study conducted by user testing found that tooltips can increase user engagement by up to 30%. I think that's crazy. And here are some like common use cases of using a tooltip. For example, during the onboarding process. Onboarding tooltip is a type of targeted pop-up enabling existing and new users to understand the features of the product in a contextual way. They're often used to create interactive product tours or interactive walkthroughs, which you can see in our next slide. Here, this is again example from Communicate. Communicate has used Userpilot to create all these walkthroughs without having to code again. So to create an effective product tour or interactive walkthrough, make sure that the specific walkthrough that an individual user receives depends on their individual product needs. So otherwise, you are risking to bore your customers. And the fastest way to launch and create tooltips for your users is to use a trusted knockout tool like
Yeah.
Userpilot. You
Can
can use
yeah. We are missing the screen sharing of your presentation.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let
Yeah,
me.
just this last use case.
Okay. Um, which page can you see now?
Not yet.
Okay. Let me just update that. Can you see it now?
Well, I think it's loading. Eh? Ah, okay, yeah, I can
Yep.
see.
Per- Perfect. Thanks for letting me know, Michele.
No problem.
Okay, let me. Okay, we talked about product tours. So you can see the example here from Communicate. And next use case are upsells and Harvest, which is a time tracking software. They display premium functionality alongside with free features to show users what they're missing. And so you can use tooltips for future announcements and discovery as well, which you can see here. We have a great examples from Mural and Airbnb. But so for whatever reason you have to create tooltips, just make sure to give users a way out. Always add a skip button if it's, for example, product tour or interactive walkthrough, and close button if it's just a simple tooltip to avoid user frustration. The next UI pattern are banners. So unlike other in-app notification methods, notification banners are less intrusive and don't hurt users' experience. They take up to about like 5% of the entire page and are not overwhelming for the users. As notification bars are non-disruptive, users don't feel the urge to dismiss the bar and tend to engage with the product more. So website notification banners have a lot of use cases depending on your goals. You can use them to communicate important news, to notify users about future announcements. You can see like a provided information here, an example. You can use it for product updates, policy changes, special deals, or even collect customer feedback. Since they are often placed at the top of the page, they immediately grab the user's attentions. This means that users always see the announcement or the information, which increases your chances of higher engagement. The next UI pattern is checklists. So checklists, they are great for reducing time to value during primary onboarding, driving users to the activation point, but also for driving engagement with more advanced features. Checklists guide users toward different milestones in the user journey. Take the activation point milestone, for example. Depending on your product, reaching the activation will involve a set of actions the user must take. For example, for Postfitty, these actions are creating an account, connecting a social media account, and scheduling their first social media post. The example of Postfitty's checklist is on the right side. Let's take another example, Backlink Manager. They use a short checklist to drive users to engage with secondary features after they have reached their activation point. You can see that example. This is the one in purple. The next one are product tours and interactive walkthroughs. Again, you can see the example from Communicate. We already talked about it. To build a good walkthrough, I suggest segmenting your users with your welcome screen and then send them to perform the specific key actions they need to they need to take in order to activate. It's a bit like dialogue between you and your customer, in the sense that you wait on the user to act before giving them the next set of instructions. And by the end of the walkthrough, the user should have experienced the value of your product in the first hand. Microsurveys. There are many different use cases for microsurveys, including NPS, CES, which is customer effort score, um, future requests, competitor research, personalization, and churn feedback. The advantages of microsurveys are that they receive better submission rates, higher quality responses, and you get the information quicker. They help to understand your users' needs so that you can either better direct them to value or prevent churn. Um, you can see the example of Slack here. They use a microsurvey during onboarding to proactively identify friction. This is another example from Dribble. They use microsurvey to just collect feedback, and you can see this example from Userpilot directly, how you can create the NPS using microsurveys. So, of course, we came to the chatbots, and I'm going to hand things over to Michele from here and stop sharing my screen. But if you have any questions regarding the UI patterns that I talked about, feel free to send me an email or submit your questions in our chat, and I'll be happy to answer them. Michele,
Okay.
you can.
Yeah.
The
Great
stage is yours.
presentation. Great presentation so far, Lucine. We see different,
Thanks, Michele.
yeah, different options. Mine will be more focused on just one element of the product. That can be the widget, no? But before starting, let me just really quick introduction about TileDesk. We are a community-led no-code development platform to build chatbots and conversational apps. with the goal of automating the conversations and helping our customers in doing it really easily. No, we cover different use cases from pre-sales with lead generation, maybe can be the topic for some future webinars, to the customer service. We do it in app for software as a service company. How we do it? Mixing artificial intelligence with engagement rules. And well, a part of the native widget that can be easily embedded within your product or on your website, we also offer integration with the main messaging channels like WhatsApp, Facebook Messengers, and many others. So, according to our experience, usually conversation flows through really different actors and channels. In order where to have your customers happy in your product, you need to combine them in the most efficient way, no? And this is what we do with Tides. We offer tools to our customers in order to combine, I don't know, a chatbot with your live agents, and also well to give you tools to train your chatbot maybe with your knowledge base, and when it's needed you can get in the conversation flow third-party applications. Later we'll see, for instance, an example of how you can engage with your customers and make them doing a payment inside the widget. But yeah, before moving to the use cases, well, I want to share with you a question that I receive really often. No, when they usually ask me, no, what's the best time? What's the best moment to bring automation in the game? No, well, we saw based on our experience as a startup, but also talking with the startups we are helping with Tiledesk. At the beginning, the in-app messaging and the widget, it's really good because it gives you opportunity to engage with your customers, to know better how they're using your product, and also well to gather from them feedback that can validate your product idea and can help you in reach faster, no, the famous, let's say, product market fit. Talking about product market fit, well, one of the definition I like the most is from Andersen, that says is when you start receiving so many requests from your customers to purchase your product, or the usage is increasing it a lot, no? And you are forced, let's say, to hire more salespeople, hire more customer support people, no? And this is where this is when the automation can help you, no, to automate repetitive task, also how to answer to the most frequent request from your customers, so that you can focus on the more added value activities, no. So we see that with the passing of time, the level of automation needed increased. But this doesn't mean that you cannot automate really small tasks at the beginning when you are at the early stage. So let's move to the use cases. I would like to start with the sign up process. This is well what a real use case from our product. No, recently we updated our sign up page. We tried to simplify it a lot. No, we are just asking users to put the mail and the password to sign up. Anyway, believe me or not, there are still users that are struggling, no, to get their account for free, no, on Tiledesk. This is the reason why we insert this widget on the bottom right, and well, it has a proactive engagement rule. For instance, if the user is stuck on that page for 15 seconds, there is this dedicated assistant that will offer help to complete the sign up process. And we are seeing that this is helping a lot the conversion. Well, after the sign up, also Lucine shared with us, no? There are a lot of companies that to know better the customers well, make a sort of survey, no, to onboard them with questions about company size, industry, role of the person. This well to identify better the persona that is entering in the product and to provide them a better experience. Also to segment them and have dedicated onboarding for each kind of persona. Also, this can be done with the widget. Maybe do it at full screen. Here, I'm reporting a really nice example from Landbot. And well, let's say once the customers are in, they start using the product. Maybe they can struggle with some feature now inside your product, and maybe they will need somebody there that can tell them no how to use it, or maybe just I don't know listen their voice, no, because this is a real example, but having me as a user, no, on daily basis, I use this tool called June, which is a product analytics tool, no? And I was having some troubles with a new feature, no? So, well, what was my reaction? Yeah, to open the widget and start a conversation with them, no? And yes, well, they take into account, no, my suggestion. And as a customer, I feel really great, no, about it. It was really a good experience for me, and also for them, since well, they are creating this a direct link with the customers, gathering feedback from them, helping them also in define the roadmap, no, of next feature to be shipped and developed for their product. And this is not only for new features or for feedback, it can help a lot also for troubleshooting or for bug reporting, no? And this is another example, always from the same company using this kind of interaction through the widget messaging. Well, we say that at the beginning, automation maybe it's better to prefer human interaction, but this, let's say, is a classical use case that you can start using from day zero, no? When you have a product documentation published on your website or within your product, well, maybe it's not so easy to find, so you can think about delivering it through the widget, no? So that customers asking for support before talking with some customer support people, they can have also the option to check the documentation and try to solve the problem by themselves. No, this, for instance, is a startup called Theta that provides a no-code development platform for applications, and well, they are automating this kind of task with our technology. And yes, well, we talk about the payment. This well, I don't know about you, no, but in our case, we have at least 2-3 times per week our customers having some issues with the renewal of their subscription to the premium plans of Tiledesk, no? So we come out with this use case. Since Stripe is our payment gateway, we integrate an app within our widget, which is a conversational app that is really helpful to solve live with the customer such kind of problem, no? Because from our side there is a customer agent guiding the customers in the operations, and from the other side the customer can get an immediate feedback if the operation is working good or not, no? And also this is one of the features most appreciated by our customer when talking about support inside the app, inside the product. But well, as also we saw, no, with Lucine, we you can use this kind of tools also to promote new features that you are delivering. This is, for instance, is what we did last February when we launched our new no-code design studio. No, So we were promoting it inside the product with these push messages. Also, in that case, when they called the attention of our customers and they clicked on one of those buttons, after they were starting a conversation, and was also good because in this flow we were offering the possibility to have dedicated discovery sessions for this new feature, and this allowed us to, yes, to book easily call with our customers and gather their feedback, no, on the new things we were bringing to the market. As you can see, no, I'm trying to share with you example where you can mix automation with the human, let's say, relationship. That at the end they are really important, especially when you are building something new, no, to listen the voice of your customer and the market. And well, last but not the least, this is what I did recently. No, I also started, yeah, delivering promo codes, no, with the same technology, in order, yes, to drive upselling towards premium plans. And well, first results are quite promising for it. So yeah, I would like to test more use cases like this. No, so if something comes to your mind going in that direction, yes, feel free to reach me out, no? So that maybe we can build it at four ends, no? And finally, well, if you don't know where to start, really easy. Uh, we have this nice community where you can find already built micro bot and conversational apps that can help you for use cases like this. And in case you want to do it from scratch by yourself, well, you can also watch the tutorials on our YouTube channel. So thank you so much for your time. I don't know if you have questions. You can write in the chat, or here there is my mail, and you can send me over, and I will answer on coming days. And well, thank you, Lucine, for
Thanks,
inviting us.
Michele. I do have a question. You talked about that chatbots help increasing conversions. Do you have any statistics that you could share with us? Like after implementing chatbots, how much your customers increased their conversion rates?
Yeah, well, actually, if you refer to the sign up case I showed you before,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we increased conversion by 20% in really few days. No, we saw clearly the trend, no, changing once we introduced that.
Okay, you
So
increased 20% in Tile Desk, right?
yeah,
That's
on the sign
perfect.
up, no,
Yeah, perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, we can just wrap up the things we discussed today. So, based on, oh, I can see we have a question. Um, Anatoly is asking about personal shopper bots, like something that helps you during the checkout process.
Ah, okay. Well, this, let's say, maybe it's not really for software as a service, but yes, it's something that you can do with this kind of technology, no? I imagine that you are, I don't know, buying your next pair of shoes, no? And maybe you want to know more before buying it, no? You can put some buttons in your website, ask for help, no? And after that, the widget will show up, and well, be prepared in the back end to have a personal shopper ready to assist the customer, no, in their purchase. This is a quite common use case we see in e-commerce, and really works good, no?
Yeah, thanks, Michele, for answering to this question. Um, I see we don't have any questions right now. So, so based on the value in-app messages bring, I just want to wrap up all the things we discussed. In-app messages can be used to enhance user engagement, improve user retention, drive feature adoption, collect user feedback, and more and more. So I guess Let me see. It's a
Yes,
question out of
sky is
100
the
visitors.
limit in this case, no? Since you have just
Uh-huh.
to work with your
Yeah,
fantasy and you can find 10 new use
exactly.
cases. Yeah.
Francesca is asking us out of 100 visitors, what percentage interacts with the bot?
Ah, okay. Well, what really depends of how you organize your workflows, no? Well, a common practice we saw, I don't know, you have the bot welcoming the customers, giving them, I don't know, three, four options, no, to start the flow. With this kind of approach, we saw that on average, let's say among 60-70% of requests are handled by bots, so two-thirds. And the other one-third, yes, you have always to have some human ready to intervene, or maybe arrange the flow, setting clear expectation with the customer. No, these problems needs more time from us to take care of it. So I don't know. Leave us your data, and we'll contact you in the next couple of business days. No, because at the end it's like normal life. No, if you go, I don't know, in a shop, no, and well, you are asking for support and asking for the personal shopper there, no, and they say, look, I cannot help you right now, no, and as a customer you feel frustrated, no, but instead if you set clear expectation from the beginning, I don't know, look, we are all full today, no, we need more, at least a couple of days, no, to do it. This will make the customer don't feeling frustrating, no, and it can help a lot for the engagement and also retention.
Perfect. Thanks, Michele. I guess we have come to the end of our webinar. So before we say goodbye, I want to take a moment to thank our amazing speaker, Michele, for sharing his knowledge and expertise with us. Thank you, Michele. Thank you
Yeah,
for
well,
being here today.
yeah,
Uh,
was really great moment, yeah, to share also well the use case from you, no, that maybe you cover a wide range of tools.
Thanks, Michele. And of course, a big thank you to all of you who joined us today. We hope you found this webinar informative and engaging. But most importantly, we hope you learned something new that you can apply to your own business or projects. It was an absolute pleasure to host this webinar for you. I hope to see you all again soon. But until then, keep in-app messaging.
Yeah,
Thanks,
exactly.
Miguel, again.
Yeah, ciao, bye bye, ciao.
Ciao.